The support class in Hell Let Loose is a really vital member of the team and can bring the squad up to the next level, make it a nice cohesive unit instead of a scrambled squad of 6 random people. Now let's look at the loadouts and see what they have to offer. Our friends over in the United States have a couple of interesting selections. First, they've got this nice little M1 Grand loadout with 2 grenades and a supply box, which is a necessary part of the support kit and is something you'll need in order to be effective as a support member. Now they also have this little random kind of M3 grease gun loadout, which is only real strengths, that it has an ammo box and a explosive ammunition box, as well as those 50 supplies. Now look, it's not the worst class in the world, you're going to have a good time with it, but the versatility that the M1 Grand brings in response to the M3 grease gun is something that, you know, you kind of have to go to the M1 Grand instead of the grease gun. Now let's look at what our foes have to offer, the Germans and the Soviet Union. The Germans, you know, they've got the same kind of kit to the Americans, the Kar 98K, 2 grenades and a supply box. But their MP40 class is a bit better than the grease gun, I reckon, because it has the same kind of loadout, you know, the ammunition boxes and that supply box. But the difference is the MP40 is a much more versatile gun than the M3 grease gun, so if the opportunity ever arrives you need a nice little submachine gun, that class is definitely one to favour. But we can't forget the Kar 98K, it's a beautiful weapon and does a lot. Now let's look at what the Soviet Union have to offer. Their Mosin Nagant weapons are beautiful, and you know, if there's ever an option to pick one out, I'm always there. So we kind of automatically have to discard that level 3 SVT-40 loadout because it's not the Mosin Nagants at all, so that's straight out of the window. But what makes them kind of interesting, they've got a nice little Molotov cocktail with the best version of the Mosin Nagant, the one with the carbine, you know, shorter barrel, shorter reload time, shorter clip change, bolt action. So that's the one you want to go for, level 6, but it's a huge ass, you know, huge time commitment. So I'm more in the favour of leaning back and going for that standard loadout there. Now, when it comes to gameplay, there are 2 main things a support player needs. 1, drop those supply boxes whenever you get the opportunity. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. You got to do that every single time you can. Because if you do, that means your squad leader, a commander, can put down a garrison. Amazing. Opens up the gameplay scenarios possible and gives you a nice little reward in the form of XP. Something the game in general doesn't really do at all, you know? So that's something to definitely get into. Now what they also do is shoot. It's basically the rifleman class, except you got a giant ass radio on the back, which doesn't really make for the best concealment, unfortunately. No more hiding in the grass, you gotta go straight at them, balls to the walls. So that is one downside, but once you get those supplies down and the engineers can do what they want, the commander can do what he wants, the squad leader can do what he wants with them, it opens you up into a more versatile kit in a way. You know, you're not tied down by being useless by being a rifleman, and you got some nice little guns, you know, the M1 Grand, grease gun, MP40, Mosin Nagant, absolute dream of a rifle. So yeah, overall, there are 2 main things you want to focus on in support: putting down supplies and shooting your weapon at the enemy. Thanks so much guys for watching, enjoy your day, I'm sure it's going to be a good one.